Oh, just do this. What is up, everybody? 24/7 Buff Fandemonium Sunday sessions with Scott and Ryan Thomas from the Thomas Take Sports Podcast. I'm Swank, your host. It's WildCard Weekend. We're trying out a new format and a new thing because that's what we do every single show we do every time. So, welcome. We're streaming live everywhere and also all the Buff fan bases because we're on that channel now. We're stoked. Part of the family. Got one of our brethren down here below us, Mr. Ryan Thomas. How's it going, bud?
It's going great. It's good to have you guys as a part of the fan base. Welcome to the fam. You guys are already a part of my fam, but it's nice to be a part of another fam within a fam as a part of the fam, right?
Yeah, it's like triple
Ryan,
fam.
you say fam one more time, I swear.
I love it.
Fam.
There it is.
All right, fam. So that's Mr. Ryan Thomas. And over here, my brother from another twin mother, Mr. Scooter Magooter. What's up, buddy?
Swank, you know what's awesome? Ryan, you know what's awesome is when I say, "What's up, Bills Mafia?" We're officially a part of that with the Buff fan base.
Yeah.
And it's just so freaking sweet.
Yeah.
What's up, Bills Mafia? Finger Lakes Mafia we have out here in the Finger Lakes area in 24/7 Buff Fandemonium. Awesome to be here. Playoff weekend.
Hell yeah.
Wild weekend. What a game. A bunch of games yesterday. A big surprise game yesterday, the way that one finished. But I'm more concerned about this 1 p.m. football game in Buffalo, 29 degrees. Bring on the Dolphins. Let's go. Let's go.
Ooh, do you think they wish it was colder? We got
I don't know,
Lisa.
but I got my first beer going already, man. I'm excited.
We got Lisa John saying, "Let's go Buffalo." What's up, Lisa? We got John Johns. Time to put the fish on ice. Go Bills. We got Mr. Paul Rossi. It is game day. LFG. What's that mean?
Let's go.
Let's go.
We got our resident expert, Mr. Rob Mullen. What's up, brother? And he's shouting you out, Ryan. He's just giving you a big old Ryan.
What's up, Rob? Love you, buddy.
Yeah, hell yeah. Thank you guys for supporting us. Don't forget to support our sponsor and the sponsor of every fan base show, 26 Shirts, doing great things, Mr. Del Reed, and all the charitable donations that they make off these t-shirts that are dope. They're very much dope. And I'm hoping now that we're part of this that I can talk him into bringing back one, or maybe he's got a design that I really wanted. I know they don't bring them back often, but he's got the one with the buffalo skull. It says Buffalo, right? And it looks like Danzig, like an old Danzig shirt. And I'm like, oh, yes. I want that so bad.
He's got so many ideas. Del Reed is one of the most creative minds that I've ever met or seen. And it's so awesome, the fact that he uses his creativity to provide an opportunity to get the word out on these great charities that represent our community.
Hell yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And speaking of shirts, Swank, real quick, thank you all. Thank you all for participating in it's just a 2-day quick pre-sale for the Do It for DeMar shirts. I think we had 40 people jump in on it.
Nice.
And the cool thing is $3 from every one of those purchases are going to DeMar's charity. So we're going to get those ordered up quick and out to you guys as soon as possible. But hey guys, thank you very much.
Yes. It was a great time. It was fun to design. $3 from every shirt is going to DeMar, and now we actually are going to have a couple extra to sell or give away with the batch, but appreciate you guys participating in all of that. Guys, 115 guys, we're in the playoffs, wild card round. A familiar enemy. The Miami Dolphins come to town on this chilly Sunday to hopefully get their ass beat. Now, Ryan and I kind of touched on this yesterday, but we're going to rehash it all, man. It's another day. It's another day.
Yep.
So
it's a new day.
New day.
You have the voice of an angel. Has anybody ever told you that before?
The fallen angel, yeah.
So let's get on this offense a little bit, man, because I think that's fun. We'll start with the offense, and everybody in the Fandemonium in the comments, I see you guys. Thank you so much for your participation, and throw those questions and comments in. I did see. I'm trying to get the active list up here, but first let's talk a little bit about what we expect out of this offense. Scooter, what are you looking for today?
Out of our offense or Miami's offense?
Our offense.
There you go. I figured that'd be because we're Bills fans, right?
That would be right. Well, we could talk about the Chargers if you want.
I figure Swank. We're gonna see. I know the Bills have had close games against Miami the last couple times. I think we're gonna see the old Josh Allen show up at this game. The old Stephon Diggs, Dawson Knox participating. Dave, I think our offense is gonna be rolling on all cylinders. It looks like it's gonna be about 30 degrees game time and sunny. So no precipitation. Anybody know what the wind is all about? I don't know what the wind's all about right now.
I don't know right now, but it was
I think
supposed
they
to
said
be
5 to 10, which is like an average day.
Right. So I can see a little bit, not the whole enchilada of Dorsey coming up with some stuff he may have potentially held back during the regular season. A couple trick plays, maybe getting James Cook more involved. But I just see them rolling on all cylinders, guys. Passing, running, everything, and I could see them getting the ball to everybody, spreading the wealth, and showing everybody in the NFL, the guys in the playoffs, how much talent this Bills offense had. They already know, but now it's time to show them in playoff time.
We got breaking news from our resident meteorologist, Lisa Johns, and she says no wind. I was just outside. So there we go. Johns seconds it. No wind out there. I love it. Yeah. Well, real quick, before we get too far into the offense, I found the inactive list. There's a surprise and maybe a bummer on here. Isaiah McKenzie is inactive for today. Maybe you could have guessed that with Cole being brought up. I don't know. They must not really like what they're seeing out of Isaiah, or something's going on there. Maybe just looking for a spark. But Isaiah is inactive. Christian Benford is inactive, which the fact that his name's actually on this list is awesome. Ike Bodiger, he's inactive. Jordan Phillips, he's inactive today. Jared Maiden, Balin Spector, and Tommy Sweeney, all inactive.
Okay.
So not a lot of surprises, I don't think. Jordan was on the list pretty much all week, and he's been in and out of the lineup. Isaiah McKenzie, though, what do you think? What do you think about that, RT?
To be honest with you, it doesn't shock me too much. Cole Beasley, as you mentioned, was brought up, and Isaiah McKenzie has kind of had a tough season. They had high expectations for him to kind of take over that slot receiver role with the departure of Cole Beasley. They did bring in Jamison Crowder, but then Crowder he got hurt in his own right, which is why they had to bring Beasley back, as well as the fact that McKenzie didn't really fill that slot role. So now that they have Beasley back in the fold, who I think is now in better shape heading into today than he was when they first brought him back, and that's why we didn't see him as much. I've been getting that question a lot. They bring back Cole Beasley. Why are we not really seeing him? He was retired. I mean, he was playing with his kids, posting pictures, going on hunting trips and things like that. I mean, obviously he was staying in shape, but there's a difference between NFL game shape and in shape, and I am neither. So, throwing that out there for the folks at home. But
Ryan, round is a shape. Don't let anybody tell you this.
That's right, man.
Jokes aside, I'm not too shocked. I was hoping that Jordan Phillips would be out there today. That's one that I love seeing him out there, the energy he brings to the defense and the team. There are a few guys on the roster that just play with that energy that it's like every single play, he's trying to get a reaction from the crowd.
Yeah.
Anytime he makes a play. And I love that, especially on a playoff Sunday like today. So he'll be missed today.
Well, Cole Beasley came out during an interview that I saw, and he even admitted that he wasn't, I was running routes, but not like I should have, all that stuff. So, it took him a couple weeks. He said week 1, I was kind of out there, kind of knowing I wasn't myself. Second week, I felt like I was becoming normal, and he even said, now I'm at the point where I feel like I'm myself again. So,
perfect time to be that way. There's no better time than to get in shape now.
As far as that slot goes, I alluded to it earlier with Ken Dorsey changing this offense up a little bit for the playoffs. Maybe James Cook will be in the slot a little more often than normal.
Sure. I like that, man. We talked a lot about
see some Hines too in the slot. Yeah. That's an option,
Yeah. That could
wouldn't mind it.
Little sneaky back pocket thing that Dorsey could be holding back on. Ryan and I talked a lot about Mr. James Cook yesterday on Ryan's show, and he is my pick for bust out player of this game. I think you're going to see a lot of James Cook, and I think he's going to open up a lot of opportunities for big playmakers like my boy Stephon Diggs And maybe we'll get a little Gabe Davis, playoff Gabe Davis today. That's what I want to see, man. I saw that little playoff hype video that the Bills put up, post out. Yeah, it'll get you teary-eyed. Did you watch that one, Ray? Oh my God.
I did. I looked to the passenger seat just to see if I had any Kleenex or tissues or anything. Man, that was deep. And to your point, we did talk about James Cook a lot yesterday, and I just love what I've been seeing from him. I've loved what I've been seeing from Ken Dorsey in terms of just dialing that up a little bit, turning the dial to the right, pumping up the volume, so to speak, on James Cook and allowing him to get a good amount of touches. And I know the weather is, it's going to be a little, 30, might be a little bit chilly, but not as chilly as it normally is.
Yeah.
So the run game, I think, won't be needed as much as it would if we were, playing in a blizzard, like back when Shady McCoy ran all over the Colts that one year in the snow game. But I still hope to see James Cook. I really love what I've seen from him, and just the feeling around the offense going into today. To kind of Scott's point, I want to see, based on what we saw from the Dolphins that Week 3 matchup, where they were blitzing Josh Allen a lot. Even the front four pressure was getting to Josh Allen that day due to the exhaustion and the heat exhaustion, of course. But if they want to blitz, if they want to bring their front four, whatever they want to do, I want to see some throwback no huddle today. Josh Allen just calm plays the line, saying, "Hey, you want to play me like that?
Gas him.
We'll go 5 wide and dare you to cover any one of our receivers, running backs, tight ends, and just say, let's go, playoff time. Bring it."
Foot on the throat.
That's perfect opportunity for Davis's deep post routes. They drop the safety, bring a blitz, and it's also good for Cole Beasley doing those quick. You find out what side that blitz is coming from. You got Cole Beasley doing one of his triple move out patterns or even across the middle. It's going to be wide open.
Hell yeah, man. Yeah. You could see a lot of bees, man. A lot of bees. And watch Josh Allen, even though, I've said it a million times, I do not envy any team that is standing between the Buffalo Bills and a Lombardi Trophy right now. They have so much juice and so much passion and motivation to get this done. If there was a better time for a story to be written, like, this is the one right here. This will make the last 30 years go away. Can you imagine the stress, the collective stress? It'll be like after World War II ended. And there's going to be nurses in the street getting kissed, and it's going to be crazy, dude. It just that sigh of relief, man. Like I don't know. I just want it so bad, and I can see it happening, so
I think in terms of what I actually might have sent it to you guys in our little Facebook group chat, but if they win the Super Bowl the way that we think they will, it's the greatest story ever told. It is the greatest story, I think, in NFL history. The fact that first Super Bowl trophy, first franchise Super Bowl in the modern era. Shout out to the 64-65 AFL champs, but we want that Vince Lombardi trophy, especially in today's NFL. And to get the parade and the adulation and the notoriety that this city has been yearning for since those 4 straight Super Bowl losses, and to get it in a season that's been so tumultuous in a lot of different ways, just in terms of maybe not on the field, but the city's endured a lot, communities endured a lot. And that would be it would make the wait worth it and be worth the wait.
Tumultuous wins word of the day right now. That's what that was.
Maybe not the record, but off the field, man. I can't remember a team that has gone through as much as this team has, and to have the record that they finished the season with. It's just Sean McDermott, Coach of the Year, and if not, the award's a fraud, and they should never even announce it again.
And take a look at their 3 losses, how they lost all 3 of those games. Barely. So.
Dude, when I was watching that hype video, the mini movie they're calling it, right? And you go through and it's like some of the games just, the whole season, everything that's happened, you kind of forget. I was like, we played the Ravens. Like I forgot that we played the Ravens and we handled them and it was a game winner. And I'm like, Jesus, Bass has had 3 game winners this year. Like that never was, as much as we talk about Dable versus Dorse and all that stuff, that never was like, we weren't on this side of the 1-score games, right? For a long time. And now you got this kid that's like automatic, but it's just like these little things, and they all mattered. And if we would have lost some of those close games like that, well, we did lose a couple, but like if we lost more of those close games, right, you'd remember them more. But I was just like, oh yeah, we beat the Ravens. I forgot about that. Like, you know, you start seeing this little stuff, and it's like, oh my God. But we got a lot of interaction. Thank you guys so much. David Guthrie saying he's getting pumped up. Yes, sir. Must too. Rob Mullen giving his boy Ryan some more props. Well said, Ryan. We got Robbie from Let's Talk 716 Sports. Let's go Buffalo. Swank score prediction. Oh, we're getting there, Robbie. We're almost there. I promise. We're just letting it simmer a little bit, you know.
Robbie loves the score predictions.
Yeah, dude.
Oh,
he's on them too. I talked to him yesterday. We did a little Zoom, and yeah, he's good dude.
Nice.
Check out his live stream. He's a good kid. Let's see. There was something here. I thought Paul Rossi right here. Good day for three-headed monster of Singletary, Cook, and Hines. Davis, Knox, and Bees 10 to 20 yards, he says. Yeah, man. I want to see that balanced offensive attack. We've kind of alluded to it all morning. You know, it opens up bombs. That's what I want. I want them to bomb.
We got Diggs and Brown for that recipe.
Yes,
Swanky.
sir. Yes, sir. Let's talk about
what a good point that is too. Not to interrupt you there, Swank, but what a good point that Scott just made. I mean, it seems like Josh Allen has much more of a willingness to sling the ball 40 yards since they brought John Brown back. Whether the ball's going to Brown or not, it's like it's Brown's underneath. People, maybe the defense might be thinking he's going deep, which leaves Diggs more susceptible to being only one-on-one matchup. That was something I noticed last week and thought, I'm so glad they brought John Brown and Cole Beasley back. I really am.
Hell yeah, man. Hell yeah. Like I said, watch him settle in and become. You've seen it, you know, that ball to Brown, man, and he proved himself right off the bat, right? Like second game. Oh God, yeah, it's gonna be great. It's gonna be so good. I can't wait, dude. Anyway,
we're an hour and 10 minutes away, fellas.
I know it. Let's talk a little bit about this defense, man. They got a lot of people banged up on the Miami offensive side of the ball. You know, Tua being out, Mozart being out, like there's a lot of stuff kind of hinging on what are they going to do? like what can they do? So, Scott, what do you think this defense is going to do to stop this Miami offense from kicking field goals?
Put Skylar Thompson on his ass. It's going to be one of those games where the Bills jump on top early, I believe. And I think they just need to put him on his ass. Mostert is hurt, so there's your 4-3 running back out of the backfield. He's also a hard power runner that the defense was going to have to try to stop. In the past against Buffalo, he's been known to run pretty hard. So put Thompson on his ass, make him frustrated, and I think that's the end of the story for the defense. I will say, surprisingly active list and inactive list, the Miami Dolphins has a surprisingly amount of injured offensive linemen. I don't know the actual active list, but when I go on this website that gives me the most recent, Teron Armstead, we knew, Liam Eichenberg, Brandon Shell, and their backups, Kendall Lamb, all hurt. And this defensive line is going to be chopping in the bid. I know you predicted Russo to get 3 sacks on the K-Gun report, Swank. This will be a game to do it. I just see the defense coming out hot, especially if we see a special number 3 either in the stands or even enter over the big scoreboard, leave a message or something. I expect one of those things today, but coming out hot. You still got to respect the Miami Dolphins, though, guys. I mean, it's a game on Sunday. You still have to play the game. We saw what happened yesterday with the Chargers game, and who they play? The Jaguars. We saw what happened there. Anything can happen.
Mm-hmm.
We don't have a lot of film on these guys that are backup, so play it safe, but be aggressive. I think Leslie Frazier should be aggressive with the front 7.
I would say that we saw that coming. What happened yesterday?
We did. We did. Did we pick them?
I think the three of us all separately, 2 separate shows, but we talked about it on the K-Gun, and we talked about it yesterday on Ryan's show. Like, the Chargers, man, they just have
can't
that.
do it.
Yeah, they have that
Yeah.
gene, right? They kick ass that first half. I didn't watch the game. I had to play that show and stuff, and that was great. But I haven't even watched the highlights. But Sarah was reading me this article. He threw 3 picks in the first half. Four picks. Trevor Lawrence threw 4 picks and came back on.
3 to the same guy.
Wow.
3 to Asante Samuel Jr.
Wow.
Yep.
Oh, I saw the memes.
Yep.
I saw all the memes about that.
It was reminiscent. Trevor Lawrence's performance, at least in the first half, was reminiscent of a Nate Peterman. But
there it is.
Just throwing it out there.
Oh man. Hey, I have the Dolphins inactive list if we want to run it really fast.
Run it real fast. Yeah.
Ooh, I don't know if I could say that corner's name, but we got Tua Tagovailoa, he's out. We got cornerback Noah Igbinoghene.
OU.
Igbinoghene or something.
Igbinoghene.
He was our high hopeful from Ohio State a couple years ago. They wanted him to do some big things.
We got Mostert, who we knew now. Tackle, Kendall Lamb. Offensive lineman, Brendan Shell. Offensive lineman, Liam Eichenberg. And then a tight end, Tanner Connor. And I'm going to guess any tight end they have besides Jinseki has to be a good blocker because they always say Jinseki is a horrible blocker. So you got 4 guys, potentially, at least 3 guys on that line, whether they're depth or starter. I mean, there's a couple starters on there, right?
Yeah.
So there you go. This is
Swank and Ryan. Do you bring the pressure? Do you tone in, bring in the blitzes and do that stuff? Are you aggressive as a Leslie Frazier defense, or do you just bring the front 4, make Skylar Thompson beat you, and have him face that secondary that seems to be coming back alive? What kind of defensive strategy would you guys do, knowing that there's all these injuries?
Go ahead, Archie.
I would, to take this one, I would say that if I'm Leslie Frazier, I know regardless of what I do, with who I have, whether I bring the pressure or whether I just let the front 4 do its thing, they're going to have success. I think this could be one of those games where maybe initially in the first half, their front 4 is the main driving force, and then they're going to turn it up a few notches because this place is going to be exploding once Skylar Thompson is put on his butt a few times, maybe a fumble, maybe an interception. To start the game off early, I'm going to predict that. I think Skylar Thompson will throw a pick in the first quarter, or at the very least the first half. And then Leslie Frazier is just going to let these guys hunt and let the big dogs eat. And it's going to be very fun to watch. And that's why I wanted a guy like Jordan Phillips out there, because I feel like he does bring a little bit even more of that to the team once he's out there, and hopefully he's back next week. But, Greg Rousseau is turning into a real force, a real superstar. We've been talking about it all season long, waiting on him to continue to do what he's been doing. And it's just been an awesome evolution to see him get to where he is today. And Ed Oliver has had his best season yet. So those are 2 names that I'm expecting to just really dominate today. And Leslie Frazier is going to rely heavily on those guys to do that.
Hell yeah. I mean, historically here, what Leslie and the defensive side of the ball does, it seems like the first quarter, first half, they're really kind of feeling it out and getting that game plan dialed in, right? It seems like he has a plan going in, but it's really the second half of games where Leslie Frazier takes complete control of these games. Unless they're inexperienced quarterbacks or he finds that vein to cut off, you know what I mean? And I don't know. I see this 7th round rookie. I think that you're going to get enough pressure with that front 4, that first half, just like you guys are saying, man. And then send the dogs. I mean, I would rattle him, first series, just constantly getting pressure on him and make him do what rookies do, So
now, don't get me wrong, Swank. They still have Waddle and Hill.
Yeah,
right.
And as much as I do like Tua as a person, I don't think he's that great of a quarterback. And I saw the show yesterday, guys. Great show on the Thomas Take Sports podcast. You throw the ball within 5-10 yards, overthrow one of those guys, they can beat you deep in coverage. They can catch up to it and get it.
Sure.
So Skylar Thompson is an NFL quarterback. He is able to throw the ball at least 50 yards, if I recall. So you still got to pay attention to that two zone deep with Poyer and Jaquan Johnson and dump off. Sometimes that's the easiest part of the game is just cross routes and the dump off patterns to those two fast guys. They can create a lot of yak. So as much as we want to bring pressure, and I think they should, you got to respect that part of the game of the yak and the playmakers that the Miami Dolphins do have.
Hey, man, and yakety yak, don't talk back. You know what I mean?
And believe it or not, you go on any right. You believe it or not, you go on any Miami Dolphins fan message board or Twitter or anything like that, and there are some Miami Dolphins fans out there that agree with us in terms of what we feel in terms of Tua's passing prowess or lack thereof, and they feel like Skylar Thompson's actually a quarterback that could give them a better chance to win because he can drive the football down the field a little bit better than Tua can. I'm not on that boat or on that train. The train I'm on is Tyreek Hill, one of the best receivers in the game, Jalen Waddle, one of the best receivers in the game. They're both on the same team. When you have two players that are just as good as one another at the same position on one team, it's kind of like the Miami Heat, with LeBron and Dwayne Wade, but it's Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle. Trey White's going to be on his P's and Q's. Anyone that's covering Jalen Waddle or Tyreek Hill has got to be up to it because it is going to be a task no matter what, no matter who's throwing them the football. But to me, this game is going to be about how Miami's defense can get to Allen if they can. That's how I look at it.
Absolutely. Great takes, boys. Great takes. We got DH in the comments saying we got to watch out for screens. He also made a point about Hill possibly returning kicks, and we got to be ready for anything. And I think you might be in desperation mode if you're in Miami. It's kind of like, they got nothing to lose. You know what I mean? Like if they beat the Bills with the depleted team that they have, then that's just, more gas on the fire for them to try and make a run.
Could be your last game. You give it to your best players.
Absolutely. Pull out all the stops.
You go back to 1998. The Bills played the Miami Dolphins in the AFC WildCard round, and it was Flutie versus Marino.
Yeah.
And Miami had a lead in that game. And Miami did an onside kick to start the second half.
Yeah.
And they didn't get it. And it was like they were up and they did that. That was Jimmy Johnson. That he took a lot of chances. He was willing to do whatever it took to put the foot on the throat. But Mike McDaniel, with the show that Swank and I had yesterday, I wouldn't have a lick of confidence in him in doing anything to put them in a position to win this game. I really would.
I mean, if he watched the show yesterday, then he'll understand that his job is in jeopardy.
Yeah.
Yes.
He probably did. He's probably writing his retort.
If he watched the show yesterday, he should have, and I might have been doing him a big favor if he watched the show. I don't know.
There you go.
Oh man,
crazy.
Well, I mean,
crazy guys.
Some of that goes to leadership stuff too. We talked about on the show yesterday. I mean, Tyreek kind of rattling the Twitterverse here, and talking about how he was on a great team, and this is a different story now. Like that's not getting the guys in the locker room in the right headspace to come up to Buffalo and play a playoff game. You can just see the disarray. And, like you said yesterday, it was cute when you were winning, and now it's arrogant. It's kind of pathetic. Like, do something.
No more week 3 Gatorade showers for Mike McDaniel, I think.
No, poor guy. All right, guys, let's get on it. It's noon. We need some score predictions. We need some bold predictions. RT, let's start with you. What do you got for a score prediction and a bold prediction for today's wild card matchup?
Score prediction, I'm going to go 41-3 Buffalo. I think this is going to be a blowout. Usually when I say that, it never is. So I feel like I'm jinxing myself in saying that. It should be a blowout for all the reasons that we've talked about. The Bills are the much, much better team, much better coached team. And Miami is without a lot. Quarterback, running back, banged up offensive line. And I do think Sean McDermott and Ken Dorsey kind of put their heads together heading into this one and said, what are we going to do with this offense to combat Miami and their willingness to pressure? Let's just let 17 run the show. Let's let him play Peyton Manning and be the sheriff. Let him be the no huddle Jim Kelly that we all know and love, and just let him run that offense. Just let him go 5 wide, air it out, test Miami early, and really put Miami on the back foot. And that's what I expect. And I expect it to just be a full throttle Buffalo Bills one-sided ass whooping and Buffalo swinging the hammer. It's going to be a blowout, 41-3, I think. And bold prediction, I'm going to say that Buffalo's defense forces 4 or 5 turnovers in this game, and Josh Allen's benched by halftime.
I love it. I love it.
Oh,
Our brother
man.
Brent, that's what he would say. That's always his prediction every week, that Case Keenum's coming in to clean up third quarter, you know?
There you go. Not after what we saw yesterday with the Charger-Jaguar game.
Yeah. All right, Scooter, what do you got, my brother?
I agree with Ryan. I'm going 35-10. That was my score prediction last week. I do agree with you. We're playing against a very depleted Miami offense. And if you weren't going into this game, Ken Dorsey, planning on airing it out and throwing for 300, 400 passing yards and all that stuff, might have to reconsider that and say, why not? This is an offense that now has to play catch up. And even if you do stagger a little bit, they don't have the firepower, I think, to even get a lead or at least get to the 50-yard line or pass. So pedal to the metal. You may have to punt a couple times, but just put the pedal to the metal, score a lot of points, and just, Miami Dolphins are injured. The Bills are getting healthy. Let's prove it with the score. 35 maybe not as generous as I thought they would be, but just do it. Just score points, a lot more points. Rumor has it if you score more than Miami Dolphins, you will advance to the divisional playoff game.
That's a great take. That's a John Madden take.
I just think it's one of those games, like I said, you got to play any given Sunday. You don't want to get caught up in knowing that there's injuries and then falling behind for like one of those, trap games in the playoffs. But pedal to the metal, show them what you're made of, show them that you're the AFC East champions, and just run house. I'm excited, guys. We got less than an hour left. Get a little antsy. Get a little antsy.
Getting a little jittery. I love it, dude. I love it. I'm sticking with my score as well. I think this is going to be an ass whooping. If you're at the game today, you're going to have a great time. 45-13. I'm giving them 1 garbage time touchdown just because. And I'm sticking with my bold prediction too, man. I think Groot shows you what's up, and he gets 3 sacks today. 3s. Everything happens in 3s. You know what I mean? So
I didn't do my bold. I apologize.
Oh, I'm sorry. I cut you off, buddy.
Mine's easy. 300 and 100. I'm going with that. 300 passing yards, 100 receiving yards for Diggs.
Nice. So you think Stephon Diggs is going to throw for 300 yards? Is that what you're bold?
I figured you assumed I was talking about Allen.
I did.
No, it's talking about Case Keenum. Allen's going to throw for 250. Keenum's going to throw.
There you go. There you go. Like I said at the beginning of the show, it's one of those games where I think Josh Allen should come back to his point where he's ruling over the Miami Dolphins. So 300 mark for him.
We got Robbie from Let's Talk 716 Sports. Score prediction 35-21. Bills bold prediction. John Brown 2 TDs. Yeah, I said it. I gotta give it to him. You know.
His name, I'm over the track. Yeah, I said it. What you need to do is get back.
Robbie with the I said it for today. We got John saying 31-17 Bills. Milano with a sack and a pick 6. I love that. DH says 500 yards total.
Yeah,
I like it.
That happened in week 3.
Our boy Rob Mullen, score prediction 33-17, Bills in a stampede. Bold prediction, Bills ground game controls the clock, the lead, and makes this a quick game over well before 4 p.m.
There you go.
I like it.
I like it. Yeah.
Our meteorologist, Lisa John, says Bills by 50. LOL. Micah comes back. Oh, man. I love you, Lisa.
It's awesome.
Let's see. DH 42-10. Josh Allen throws for 500. Yep. Man, sweet.
I just saw a funny stat because I got the TV up here. One of those jinx stats, I hope. Skylar Thompson hasn't thrown 2 interceptions in his first 2 starts.
Oh, I like it. I like it.
You know what's crazy, too?
I got my big 75-inch up right there.
Ooh, nice. You know what's crazy, too, as far as Allen, he's 8-2 against Miami, and one loss was because Charles Clay had Butterfingers, and the other one was because we were playing in the Sahara Desert in Miami, Florida. I mean, Josh Allen is the father, grandpa, uncle of the Miami Dolphins. It's just I think Mike McDaniel looking at the sheet, my roster against their roster, you're like taken back, like, man, this team is fully loaded, ready to rock and roll, and Josh Allen's leading the way, all the way.
That's it. You guys, real quick before we end this, and we're gonna get going here soon, but what do you think? Any DeMar sightings today? Do we think he was in the locker room yesterday?
I think so. I'm gonna go out on a limb and say that he's in the press box sitting next to Terry, and they'll show that, and the whole stadium will just explode. It'll just erupt. They'll have to get the construction done on the new stadium pretty soon. Once the damage is done today.
Yeah.
Well, the reason they're making the new stadium is because the wings on each side, they expire in a couple of years. So there's going to be a lot of pounding on those this week. But yeah, I do. Whether it's he'll be at the stadium or leave a message over the big scoreboard. I don't know what it is, but he was at the facility. So if he's not, that's fine. But I do expect him to see something with him today.
Yeah, I mean, I just think Hines is going for 3 if he's in the building, right?
Yes, it's going for 3. They're all going for 3.
Oh,
Diggs
everybody.
for 3, Hines 3.
The highest scoring wild card game in the history of football. All right, guys.
You never know. Might see it. You never know.
Never know. Hey, anything's possible, man.
Yep.
All right, we're going to get our pregame rituals going here. We really appreciate you guys hanging out with us and supporting us. And, hopefully we can do this, 4 more times?
Hell yeah.
Why not? And
Why not?
We'll go around quick. Scott, let them know where they can find you and follow you. And then RT, you follow it up, and then we'll get the hell out of here.
Got a lot of them. Twitter at Scott 24/7 Buff Pandemonium. We also have our 24/7 Buff Pandemonium Twitter. Hit us up. We're also on Instagram and Facebook 24/7 Buff Pandemonium group. Hit us up. You guys will see the guys that follow us. We're at 10.6 thousand, which is freaking awesome. Thank you guys for your support. But we always have a live game day thread that goes on. I do tag everyone. I apologize for those people that don't like it, but it's the only way we can get through those algorithms. Join the conversation, join the stampede. We're talking constantly throughout the game on that. You'll see I get silent a little bit when the game's close, but check us out. Hit us up. YouTube. We're on YouTube also, 24/7 Buff Pandemonium. And with this lovely, awesome partnership with Buff fan base, where aren't we now, Swank? Where aren't we?
We're everywhere. We're
Well,
everywhere you want to be, just like MasterCard.
Type us in, and but love it. And guys, this week, we say do it for DeMar. The Bills' hearts, the players, the fans are all about that throughout this whole playoff time. And he's still, recovering, even though he's out. And just prayers that he continues to get healthy, and someday we'll see him on the field again. I'm not saying we will, but I mean, that's his goal. I could tell you that much for free. So go Bills. Enjoy this game. Let's talk Tuesday on the K-Gun Report about this victory. Because, Swank, do we have someone coming on a K-Gun Report with us next week?
Well, Tuesday? If you tune into the K-Gun Report right here, wherever the hell you're watching this right now, Tuesday night, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, special guest, very, very good friend of the show and 24/7, Mr. Mark Maddox, ex-linebacker for the Buffalo Bills, is going to be on our show giving you his take from this game that's happening in an hour from now. So we're very lucky that Mark is just the best dude and loves talking football, and he's really become a great friend. Check out the Help One Foundation, and we're going to try and get him back up in the area if you're in the Finger Lakes for the Rager 3 this year, and help out that Help One Foundation a little bit. But great dude, don't miss it. Absolutely. RT, where can they find you, brother?
Well, guys, I got to start off by saying thank you for having me on the show once again. It's always a pleasure being on with you boys. It's been a pleasure getting to know you guys over the last, 2-3 years here, and happy to have you as a part of the fan base as well. Where you guys can find me on Twitter at Ryan Thomas Take. My podcast, the Thomas Take Sports Podcast, is available everywhere. Facebook, YouTube, any and all audio podcasting platforms. You type it in, it pops up, you hit play, and just sit back and enjoy the show and enjoy the ride that has been this season. A hell of a ride. I've really appreciated all of the support from Bills Mafia. It's been an amazing, 6-7 years now for me that I've been doing my show and
Wow.
just interacting with so many people. Yesterday, I posted a tweet that just blew my mind in regards to, hey, Bills Mafia, reach out to me. Let me know where you're from. Ireland, Canada, Australia, people all over the world tuning in to not only the shows, but Buffalo Bills football. It just goes to show you this is a Bills universe, not necessarily Bills Nation. Bills universe is what I've called it the last few weeks here. So thank you so much for the support. Go Bills. I know we're going to get it done today.
Ryan, I do want to let you know one thing. You were no longer a guest on our show. You are part of this show. So let's
Yes.
get that straight.
That's
okay,
true.
my friend.
Yeah.
But I always got to thank someone for having me on their show. It's just what I do.
All right,
I got to
buddy.
do it.
We love you.
Yeah. Well, Scott, thanks
I
for
love you.
having me as a guest on Sunday Sessions today. I appreciate you.
Gotta throw out the thanks for having me on, even
Well,
though,
yeah.
yes, I am a part of the show.
Listen,
But
RT's such a professional, dude. He's got it ingrained in him, you know. You just got to get it. Yeah, thank you guys so much. I'll say really quick just to end on this. Enjoy where we're at right now, man. I say it a lot on the show. There was a long span of time where we were thinking about the draft right now instead of playing a 1:00 game against a division rival. So love every minute of it. Get your snacks, get your drinks, hang out, scream at the TV, jump up and down. You know, it's playoff, baby. It's playoff football for them Buffalo Bills. So much love to the fan base, and check out everybody's show on that network. And also don't forget right here, 26 shirts, man. Go check out their shirts. Super awesome designs, super good causes. It's just a great time, man. We couldn't be happier with where we're at right now. We love all you guys. Go Bills.
45 minutes away, guys. Go Bills.
go Bills.
Go